In episode 23 of Enigmatica 6 Expert, we automate Pneumaticraft refinery and plastic production. We fail at killing a Pharaoh, make the Enderium, Blizz and Basalz Bees, capture a spelling bee, and I introduce you to Bert. I hope you enjoy the episode. Let's get it on. So after the last episode where we struggled, or we didn't struggle, but we found a recipe that needed 1600 degrees, i.e. this recipe here, turning the rough machine frame top into the coated one. And we also needed 4.5 bar as well as, and we struggled to get the temperature from other methods. And I created a short video, I don't know whether anybody's seen it or not, but if you use the fuel wood heater, it solves all the problems. So fuel wood heater, you just simply fill it full of, well, fuel. You don't need to cover the sides. What you do need to do is cover the sides of the machines that you are going to use. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put down here fluid pipe from mechanism, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gasoline, diesel and what's the other one, kerosene, and turn it all into LPG, and then turn all the LPG into plastic. I'm not aware that I need the other fluids for anything in particular. So once this is heated up, what you can do is take the basic thermodynamic conductors from mechanism and connect them up like so. Now you don't need to connect these tanks, so what you can do is take your configurator from mechanism and just shift right clicks will disconnect the pipe. Now you want to disconnect them, otherwise it will try and push heat into them and you'll not get the required heat in these. So if we have a look now, I think we've got some cladding missing somewhere. No? Seems to have got 4 spare. I didn't think I had any spare. No, it seems to be covered. So let's have a look. So we've got 355 degrees. Oh, that's not degrees. We've got 81 degrees centigrade in here. Let's have a look and see what heat we've got in here. 160. And that's saying no problems. So if we check our thermo-pneumatic processing plants, you'll see that we need 300 degrees in here. We've got the required pressure, but not the required temperature. Right, that's just saying add more heat. Add more heat. I'm just looking for ones that may have a block missing. There we go. 1 of 6 block faces are exposed to air, so it's the top one. And it's that side there. Now as soon as I cover that up, this should increase in heat. Oh, it stayed the same. See, these are going up now because the heat was going up the blocks and then dissipated. Well, it was going up this heat pipe, but you get the idea. So that top one only needs 100 degrees for the LPG to plastic, so that one's not an issue. This one requires 300. It's almost, well, it is there, but it's bouncing around between 299 and 300, so it's kind of almost done it, but not quite. I suppose when it converts one little bit of, hang on a minute, was that gasoline? Oh, so kerosene converts to gasoline, and does, oh right, diesel converts to kerosene. I was under the impression they all turn to LPG, but that's obviously wrong. So we need to pipe output from this into here, and then output from this one into there, and then output from that one into LPG. So that's doable. We'll let these process a bit and fill up. In the meantime, our refinery controller should be working away as well. Yeah, see there, it's going up. What I did do is I went out and basically gathered all the oil from the oil pools around the house. And in this fluid cell I've got 200,000 at the moment. So that there is a partly decent setup. Just could do with another extra degrees in there. It's just borderline 300. Now, if I'd got more mechanism advanced heat pipes, then they would actually work, because these thermo pipes, you'll see there it says insulation is only 10. The next one up, it's 400. So in theory, the advanced thermodynamic conductors would be better, but I don't have the ability to make infused alloy yet. We don't have the metallurgic infuser. And this requires, yeah, a bit more work to get set up. Now the rain, I don't believe, makes any difference at all to this. Not from what I can gather anyway. So that's, you know, it's maintaining the 81 degrees centigrade, which looks like it's just enough to push these. Right, on this side we've got mechanism fluid pipes, and the reason for that is that I'm going to break these. So shift right click, and this will be the output. Oops. Oh wow, okay, did not mean to do that. Where did that go? Oh, it was there. Right, so as you can see, that's it's rather annoyingly it's pulsing, but that's because this is actually working, and it's transferring the fluids. As you can see there, they're popping in, so it's transferring them immediately into these thermo-pneumatic processing plants. Now, why am I turning everything into LPG? Well, I've had a look and I can't see any use for any of the others, so thought, well, why not turn them all into LPG? I did connect some advanced pressure tubes into these three, because unlike the LPG, which doesn't require any pressure, these actually require between 2 and 5, so we actually needed pressure in here. But yeah, the fuel wood heater will heat one of these thermo-pneumatic processing plants up to maximum, which is 2000 degrees centigrade. But you can't connect it like this. You'll just have to put the machine next to it with no other machine connected. So that's partly the way there. So now then, got a slight problem in how I get these fluids out of one tank into another. Actually we don't, because I can use dispenser upgrades. If I select the dispenser upgrades to a top, as in eject up, we can say for this one here, eject up, and then the kerosene will go into this tank here. And then we'll say for this one, eject up, and then that pushes the gasoline into this one, and we just need one more to eject up to push the LPG into the top one. So one other thing I've started using is this reservoir from Thermal, and if you do a shift V, you can see there it switches between mode empty and mode fill. So if we do fill, we can just use it like a bucket, and this thing can store up to 16 buckets of any fluid. You see there it says 3000. I'm going to need 2 more, so it should be 5000. And then we can take that round to our extra thermo-pneumatic processing plant I've just put in down the bottom here, switch mode to empty, and it puts all 5000 in at once. And then we can put these smouldering lapis lazuli compounds in. You also notice here that the temperature skyrocketed. For some reason, when I put this bottom one in and put the lagging on, the temperature's just gone through the roof, even though this only shows 78 degrees C. These are almost at max. I'm not quite sure what's going on, whether it's the pipes that are storing the heat, but I mean this just doesn't make any sense at all. But there you go. This requires pressure, so I need to attach the the advanced pressure pipe after I remove that lagging. See, we're up at max, look, 2000 degrees centigrade. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. So I'll put this bottom thermo-pneumatic processing plant in to make anything that's not to do with basically this refinery. So this is one for me to work with when creating other things. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the fuel, but for now it'll do. The other thing I'm going to do is show you how to automate getting the LPG out and into plastic. The easiest way to do this is to use a liquid hopper. A liquid hopper into a normal hopper. I was going to say I would need to make the dispenser upgrades, but I can see there from the tooltip it's already still in there. So what we need to do is we need to get up. Where did they go? Didn't go anywhere. Up on top of this pipe here. And then take the slagging off, put one block, need to get to the other side of this, that'll do. We place the liquid hopper against that so it points directly out, and then what we do underneath here is we put a normal vanilla hopper. And we put the normal vanilla hopper there to catch. Now, as you can see here, the liquid molten plastic is already coming out. The dispensing upgrade actually ejects out. As soon as I remove this block, you'll see there it ejects the liquid plastic into the air, and this hopper here is catching it. And that's the simplest way to automate molten plastic. Now, of course, you can stick a chest or some sort of storage underneath or pipe into your system from there. Now, the reason we wanted these, or at least one of them, was to eject the LPG from this tank into that one, in the thermo-pneumatic processing plant. So shift right click on the block, selects direction, and then we can simply pop one in, and this LPG should be ejected into that one, apart from it looks full. Oh, it's run out of coal. So now this one should eject into the one above it. And then this one will eject into that one, so they'll empty from the bottom upwards. Not the bottom one, because that's nothing to do with it. So this one's got diesel in. See, this one's full already. Look. Oh, that has got... Oh, right, okay. That's a problem. So... Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong tank. Gasoline to LPG. I think what I was managing to do there was click, there's a gap in the model, and although I was clicking there on, looks like this one, I was actually selecting the one above it. So I have to be careful of that. Yeah, so that needs a good supply of coal in there. And that one's working as well. And our compressors seem to be keeping up. These are full of kerosene. LPG is a better fuel, but this is now just generating loads and loads of plastic. And it will keep going until that oil runs out, at which point I shall go out and get some more. We don't need that much plastic though. And this should make a pulverizer. And the reason we're going to make a pulverizer is so I can pulverize some wood to make a cardboard box, so I can pinch the spawner in the pyramid. That's the wraith spawner. So I'm going to grab those ray spawners that's in that pyramid. And then we're going to kill this Pharaoh. I'm going to drop these back off home and then come back again. In fact, I'm not. I'm just going to carry on going. So here we go. Another pyramid, another trap. Infested malarkey. See if we can find our way around. Don't forget I have night vision on, so although this looks quite bright, it's not. It's very dark in here. Ooh. Actually, I will take those canvas. Well, I found that certainly a lot quicker than I found the last one. Took me ages to find this last time. Oh, we've even got 2 torches on there, look. Right, I'm not expecting it to go as well as it did last time, but we shall see. Did I bring my shield with me? Bet I didn't. Nope, I did not. Right then. I've just realised we never made the Enderium Bee. The Enderium Bee is one of the alloys, so you need to follow the Enderium filled bee jar recipe, and it's an induction smelter, 3 lead honeycombs, 1 diamond honeycomb and 2 ender honeycombs. So just pop those in the induction smelter and that will give you the Enderium Bee, which flower is any normal flower, just like the majority of the other bees. And what that gives you is Enderium honeycombs, and that centrifuges into Enderium dust and a very small percentage of diamond dust, and unfortunately we get Enderium, or a very small amount of Enderium honey. So another honey type to deal with, and there he is, our Enderium Bee. So I'll put him to work, and the reason why this came up was because I'm looking at making a dissolution chamber. The dissolution chamber, and the recipe has Enderium gears in there. So I thought to myself, do we have an Enderium Bee? And if so, why haven't we got one? Well, we have now. Oh, better unlock him. You can be friends with our clockwork bee for a while. So we have a Blizz trapped underneath the trapdoor here. You can see the red dot on the map, on the mini-map, with a Blizz Bee currently in the hive. Failed the first pollination, so I'm going to have to wait to see whether it manages to pollinate it again. The Blizz Bee takes quite a long time in the apiary, so I may actually pull the Blizz in to stop it from despawning. Nope, it worked that time because the red dot's gone. And there we have our Blizz Bee. Blizz Bee flower is an ender slime cake, so I'll need to make that next before we can get the bee slime to work. And the bee slime comb gives us Blizz Cube and snowballs. Blizz Cube is being able to turn into Blizz powder. So this is an attempt to create a Basalz Bee. So same hole as the Blizz, but I put a Basalt in there. And then use the Blizz Bee to pollinate it. And again, we're going to zoom right in on the map so we can see the red dot turn, hopefully. Oh, it didn't turn that time. So I'm going to grab the basalt because this thing takes quite a long time to come back out again. Hopefully that's it. Yep, there we go. Basalz Bee. And the Basalz Bee needs an earth slime cake as a flower. And a comb seed producers, when centrifuged, will give you basalt shard, 25% chance of slag, and blaze honey. And the basalt shard is used in various things, but mainly for crafting basalt powder. So yeah, that was the Basalz Bee. I got a wandering trader come in, and you'll never guess what he's selling. Where did he go? He was there a second ago. I can hear him. Oh, he's there. He's selling beacons, look. So I shall grab one of those. I don't know whether we need the advanced peripheral casings. Not really sure what they're used in. It doesn't seem to have a... Oh, there we go. Usage. Geoscanners. It's used in advanced peripherals, which is another mod which I've never used. Yeah, it's a shame we only had one beacon for sale. Could have done with more of those. But alas, he only had one. But that's saved me, well, at least another star and killing the wither. So that was quite nice. So I'm actually on the hunt for a spelling bee, or more than one spelling bee. And they should be around the Shattered Savannah Plateau. Now this is a place where we came in a long time ago, where I did that airship. So I need to have a look around here. There's a lot of grey dots on the map, and you can see a lot of emus around. Ooh. I suppose we'll take soulbound. Sniper's bow. Ooh, with a skelly hood. So that's an RGB. You can tell with its fluorescent style. It's a big area this to cover. That doesn't have any bees in it. That does, and is full of honey. So there's a possibility there. Oh, maybe not. So crouching, we can see there's RGB and sooty honeycombs in, so it's more likely got those bees inside. Ah, there's one. Exactly what we're looking for. Gotcha. Right, spelling bee flower is a lectern. Yeah, that's just any bookshelf and slabs. So you might be asking yourself, why do you want a spelling bee? Well, that's a very good question. And the answer is that the honeycombs, these honeycombs, and centrifuged, give a much better chance at XP than what the RGB combs do, which I'm currently processing to try and get XP from. So I thought I'll go and see if I can find a spelling bee, and we'll do it that way. So let me take those out of there. We'll put our I suppose you can go in here. Put the lectern here in the corner. And the spelling bee. So these combs do require bottles, like the RGB combs. There's also 50% chance of books and 80% chance of 3 paper, so that's not bad. It's good bee to have. I have 2 friends down here, as I said before. There are 4 apoth golems in that village, so I dragged 2 out here. I did find a moose. I keep seeing in Discord that people want moose antlers. I don't know why yet. I've not come across the need, but I thought I'd capture him, seeing as I found him, and I've called him Bert.